I'm actually curious, if you're under the age of 25, how much extra is your car insurance, either on your parents or on your own? I would love to hear that. Definitely leave me a comment below. We're curious in Michigan what the extra additional cost for your insurance is. Now, if it's ridiculously expensive, you're not alone. There's actually tons of people that pay more to be a younger driver. Well, in today's video, we're going to dive in to understanding why insurance is more expensive for young drivers and then try to give you some solutions to lower that cost. Hey guys, I'm Mark with Valor Insurance Group, and we mainly focus on educating you on coverages in Michigan. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely subscribe. And if you get value out of this video, I'd love it if you hit the like button. Diving into ages, there are age ranges. If you ever look it up on Google and you search for young drivers in my state or near me and all that whatnot, you're gonna find that there's sections. So if you're 16 to 17, 18, 19, 20, and it really stops when you hit 25. And 25 to 55, where you hit 50 and 55, which is kind of that sweet spot. And then it goes to older than 70, 73 and older, it goes the opposite way. So really high prices, really good prices, and then really high prices again. Well, we're gonna focus on the younger drivers and tell you some of the discounts that you should look at through your policy to get you the best deal. It probably will save you several $100s on the policy. The first part that you should always look at is determine what your grades are. There's what's called a good student discount. If you have a B or above on average, then you're gonna get a discount. Now, keep in mind you have to prove that. So you can't just tell your agent that I want that discount. They're gonna need a copy of your grade report, the most recent one. It can't be 2 years old and it can't be expired. It has to be a recent one. Even if you graduated, technically they are going to accept that, and then the next renewal it'll just fall off. That's not a huge discount, but it will save you several dollars each month. There's one piece that you can dive into there. The other part is if you are a student and you are more than 100 miles away from your home. It depends if you keep your car with you or not, so that does play a factor, but they call it an away at school discount. Typically, and almost every company rates that 100 miles or further. So if you're off in college in Michigan State and you live in Lansing, that doesn't work because it's right next to each other. If you're going to Western Michigan and you're in Lansing, and assuming it's more than 100 miles away, then you're gonna get that discount if you keep the car at your parents' home and it's your parents' policy. So they're gonna get that extra deal. Now, they still give the deal, but if you keep the car at school, they just need a rate for that. So they need to have what's called an alternate garaging address. And then they'll still give you a little bit of a kickback, but it's going to be more so that you're not driving back and forth. Those are the two most common discounts that people can easily apply. There's two other ones that make a major difference. Because of the age of the typical teenager to 25-year-old has grown, most of the population went from, I want to say about 10% or 15% to close to 25% and growing. So that population has become a larger group. As the baby boomers, which was the largest population, got older and they're semi-retired and retired now, their kids are under 25 at this point. Some are starting to reach over that. And because that population is so large, the insurance companies don't want to lose mom and dad and the whole family. And they don't necessarily knock you out of the game, because in a few years, you're going to be the perfect client for them. So what they've done is they've implemented these safety courses in these teen driving systems that you can do. For example, if you went through a company like Citizens, they offer a Teen Smart driving course where the teen actually goes through a little bit of a training on getting better at driving or knowing what signs to look out for. So they're teaching them the common things that they see that causes accidents. Well, that is going to give you a lot of money off of your policy. The cool part is the teen actually likes it, even though it's kind of an education piece, and I know they don't want to go to school again, but what it does is it actually gives them like an Amazon gift card so that they're getting rewarded as they move forward in that process. You get a discount, they get a little bit of a kickback, and everybody's happy. That's not the only piece that they offer. Because they know that that's still not going to make them as competitive as they could be, they also offer discounts where you can apply that teenager to have a higher deductible on cars you don't think they're going to drive. Now that's one example. There's multiple companies like Safeco and AAA and tons of other companies that do similar things to that situation. this is where it gets to be a little bit overwhelming because there's about 100 to 200 companies in Michigan that could quote you. The question is, what fit are you for which company? And that's where Valor comes in. We're going to create more videos to educate you on this. If you haven't seen some of our most recent ones, we're going to link those up here. But you want to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you get notified of those. The biggest thing you want to make sure that you don't do is that you don't sacrifice the coverages for saving $1. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of little tweaks that you can make to your policy. I could probably go over the next 10 to 15 of them with you right now, but that video would be about an hour long. And we're going to go over all of those throughout time, which is why we're asking you to subscribe. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a link in the description below. So if you want to go over that or you want to see what other options are out there, Devin works with up to 17 companies at the timing of this video. There's a lot of really good companies that I've seen him actually get families and teenagers and younger drivers some really good deals. But the cool part is, even if he's not competitive, he has other directions for you to go through. Just make sure in the long term that you're not sacrificing those coverages like I mentioned before. But if you're a teen right now and you're trying to come off your parents' policy, there's a lot to dive into. So let me know in the comments below what your questions are. We'll do our best to answer them, if not immediately, in a video format so you guys can see specifically what we're talking about. What other videos are you guys interested in, and what struggles have you had? But don't forget, I really got to know, how much of a price did yours go up, and what options did you go with that helped you try to bring those down as having a younger driver? I'm Mark with Valor Insurance. I'll see you in the next one.